So I was discussing about a object, right? So let me, okay. So every array in Java is an object, and hence we can create an object using the new operator. And you can see how you can define, but this is the integer type of an array. Okay. So now if they are not interested, they have to tell, right? They are not interested, then we can take your class on Monday, but they left it, no issue. Okay. Understood, right? So every array type, the corresponding classes are available, and these classes are the part of Java language. So someone will ask you, can you define the syntax of an array? So guys, internally, this array is the class, and this is called corresponding classes. Okay, so these are called corresponding classes. So that's why I explain you the object. Okay, how I can prove this? This is the corresponding classes. So you can see now, this all the things nobody will ask you in the interview. Just just I'm discussing this all the things because of your understanding, nothing else. Okay, so let me. You have to ask the question. Okay, you told us we have this. Okay, array is an object, and the syntax you have still like we have a class name, then reference variable, then we have a constructor. But little bit the syntax of an array object is different, and internally these are considered as a correspondence classes. Okay, so what is the correspondence classes? You can see now here we have defined these are called corresponding, sorry, this is called corresponding classes. So int we have a I something like this, s short long like this. Okay, so in Java guys we have a method called get class get name. So get class get name will, you will get the class name here. Okay, so this is the predefined class, sorry, the predefined method. So I'll show you this corresponding classes will display over there. Okay, and now you can see, so you can see now for 2D array it is displaying like this is the 1D array. Okay, so that's why I explained you the array, sorry, object syntax, but I will explore. Okay, slowly you will understand this all the things. This all the things I'm just discussing about of your knowledge purpose. I told you right in the interview, nobody will ask you what is corresponding classes and all. Okay, so you cannot define size as a negative. So if you will define size as a negative, you will get runtime exception. So if you will define size as a negative, you will not get any compile time error. These are the cross question in the interview. Okay, sometime they will ask, you can see there is no compile time error, but if you will press Control 2 and you will get a runtime error. Okay, java.lang.negative array size exception. Okay, understood, right? So now, okay, so now you guys, we can define array size as a 0. There is no problem. So let me copy this. So beginners, please type all the code. Don't do copy paste like me. Okay, I'm just saving my time. Okay, so you can see I define the size is 0. We have a length variable a dot length, you will get the size. And when you will find the size of an a string type of an array, this argument, you will also get the size is 0. Okay, so we can define array size as a 0. You will not get any compile time error, you will not get any runtime error. Okay, no, there is no compile time, there is no runtime error. Okay, so it will display size as a 0. Okay, so now you can define size as a 0. How to find the size of an array? So you can use a dot length. Already we have used, right? You can see now. Already we have used a dot length. And now this example, let me show you. You guys can tell me. Second. Cannot hide this pop-up. Okay, anyways, let me save this. I already closed this, right? Oh, shit. If I will change the class name, I have to modify many places. Now fine. Let me save. If your class is already one file is already open, and if you will try to save the same file, you will get error. So close this file with the same class name. Okay, then it will work. Okay. So guys, this is not required now. I don't want to confuse also, and this is also not required. And you guys can tell me the output. Line number 8. Why this error is? You can see cannot define that.
9.1.
You cannot define directly any floating value as a size. Okay, means, but here we can define the double. That is fine. Okay, define the different type of an array, and many of them you guys already done this practice. Okay, and now it will return. And okay, I am just printing I1, and now I will print the I2. Okay, so you guys can tell me what is the output of I1 dot length and I2 dot length.
Dot length is 9.
Hmm.
I2 dot length is and u dot float. The value is not mentioned.
Is it the same,
I1
right?
dot 9. Both are 9.
Both are 9, right? So you can see here this is 9 and this is also 9.
Yeah.
I'm just getting the length. Okay.
Yes.
It will accept integer, right? And it will means what
9.
happened? What happened here? So guys, here it will
F. 9F.
just defining 9. It will when you will execute, the size is 9 only. Okay. And that's all. Just we are printing this. Okay. So do not confuse this. Okay. Okay, guys. Many of them are not attending the classes. Okay. So I will continue on Monday. So people who already have a knowledge of Java, okay, so what you guys can do, go to this website, go to one. If you are a beginner, don't go for this, okay? If you already know Java, what you have to do, just you have to search array related program, okay? Now you know the basics of the array, then you can understand. Like the how to start, how to work with the logical programming. So guys, you have a one notebook, okay? In the notebook, write this question and try to write the code yourself. If you are not able to write, don't get frustrated, okay? In single day you will not become the perfect, but day by day you will become the perfect. Okay, think how you can think the logic. That is your target. What is your target? Okay, do you check the equality of two array in Java? Just you have to think how to do it. You are not able to think also, leave it, no problem. I'm asking, if you are a beginner, definitely you this is not for you. Many of them already know the Java, and you have a one notebook. Your target is to work on array programming, logical programming side by side. Okay. If you are not able to do it, don't go directly in solution. Okay. Go to solution if you are not able to do it. Before going this all the logic, you guys can read the logic. They have written the logic how to do it. Don't go for solution. Okay. Cannot go for solution. Now you have a something how to do it. Before you are blank. Now they have given some instruction how to do it. Try to write the code in your notebook. Do not type the code directly on your system. Okay. You will never write the code, new code yourself in the future, because this code will not ask you in the interview. What I'm going to teach you, they will not ask you logical programming in the interview. New requirement will come, then how to think and how to implement. And in the interview, they will not ask you to use even editor means IDE. They will ask you to use notepad. I think Monmum, you are attending the interview, right?
Yeah, they were using the notepad and also in pen and paper they are giving.
Pen and paper, they are also giving. Okay, so
Yeah.
so guys, see,
Actually, I want to know that answer where we can access the static member in the program. Means I want to know the perfect answer to explain them. That
I will,
answer I need.
I will give you that answer. It will take time. Okay, for me.
Okay.
Okay, will
Okay.
will guide you. Okay, don't worry. So guys, she is already attending the interview and she is also clearing first round, second round also. So this is important. You can ask her about how it is important for logical programming. Okay, so Munmun, you can follow the same thing. Okay, what I explain here. Okay, target first array question, then target a string question. Okay, then target collection related question. Okay, then target some general question like Armstrong number, palindrome number. Okay, so when you will develop this around 80% logic, right? 80 logic already know. 81 logic will come. You are not sitting idle. I am 100% sure. You can write something in front of the interviewer. Understood, right? So this is how you can day by day improve your logical programming. Okay, so that's why I ask you write using the pen and paper, then type those code and execute in your system. Repeat, try to understand and repeat the things. Then after 1 and 2 months, you have some confidence. You guys are able to write the code in front of the interviewer. Beginner, I will tell you later, just you can understand in my class. But if you already know and trying to attend the interview, and this is the one of the thing where you can reject in the interview. Apart from that, what I am teaching you, if you will explain clearly, I don't think so someone will reject in your concept. With the logical programming, you have to do yourself. Otherwise, you will never write the code in front of the interviewer. My guidance will there. The problem, what are you facing? Share with me. I will give you the step-by-step solution to implement your logical programming. Okay. Okay, guys. See you on Monday. So, Munmun, what you can do? Write to the chat GPT.
Yeah.
Write why we
Doing
use
that also.
why we use static, and tell me some use case to do implementation a static keyword in framework. You will get many use case. Note down
Static keyword in the framework. Okay.
static keyword, a static member in framework means Selenium frame, or you can say Selenium or Selenium framework. We will get many use cases. Just note down this all the point. Same for a static also. Okay, and create this interview questions. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.